What's up, heavy metal listeners? This is Mischief Madness, and you're in the world of madness, and I'm here hanging out with Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder.
Hiya!
Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Right on. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, man. I mean, you guys are, for those of you who don't know who the Black Dahlia Murder is, they are a melodic death metal band from Michigan, and they're currently on tour with Fallujah and Disentombed, and they are, lucky for us, they're playing their first album, and Hallowed, and in complete entirety, along with a couple of songs from Abysmal as well, right?
Yep, a couple from Abysmal, little bit of everything. The album's only like one half of the set. It's the beginning of the set, and then we have 7 more tunes. So.
Oh, that's so awesome. So, what made you guys decide? I mean, the first album must have been monumental for you guys as a band. You know, like you have to go back and listen to the songs. And do you wish you did anything differently?
Yeah, kind of. When I hear it, especially now hearing it live and hearing how like professional the band is that's playing it now, and versus when we were like kids, basically, you know what I mean? We were really reaching to play some of the stuff that we recorded on that album at the time, and so I like the songs when I listen back to it, but it sounds a little, we were just so amateur at that time, you know, we literally hadn't left the state or anything yet, you know, we were green, we were babies, so I hear, you know, the potential of what it could have been, and I still like it for what it is, but, you know, now hearing the songs live and hearing them like sound perfected, you know, it's really cool, and it's definitely nostalgic for me and Brian in particular, being the original guys still around after all this time. And yeah, it was a monumental record for us. I mean, it meant an entire change in my life, you know, going to tour forever basically is what I've been doing since then, you know, and been loving it, and it was the jump to my dream life in so many, you know, the gateway to that. And I just think about, you know, everything that was going on at the time when I sing the lyrics on stage and hear the music, and think about how excited I was at the time, you know, making a record for Metal Blade and stuff. It was good. Good stuff.
Awesome. Well, hopefully one day, like, you'll, because there's so many great songs from each of the albums, and I mean, I consider my favorite to be Miasmal, and that's when I was first introduced to you guys in high school. Yeah. So, you know, it was. I would love to hear a best of compilation of the Black Dahlia Murder one day. I mean, you have enough material.
That's what we normally do when we play. You know, we play for about an hour and 20 minutes, and we're at 3 minutes apiece. That's a lot of Black Dahlia songs. Yeah. But
it gets hard after so many years, just adding more material, being able to squeeze all your favorites.
It's hard to pick, and it's hard to feel out what people want to. You know what I mean? You try to pay attention to what they react to live, and that's how we do it. You know what I mean? Otherwise. Just try to play some crowd pleasers, man. Keep the crowd raging, you know.
Definitely, and I mean, you guys definitely have to pick up Abysmal if you haven't not added that to your CD collection yet, because it is more raw and natural sounding, and the songs are just more well developed and dynamic. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, I think it's just further in the direction we've been heading the last while. I think trying to write catchier songs, but also songs that emote more, that have more feeling, and Abysmal definitely has some melancholic kind of parts to it. But you were saying about the rawness of it too. That's something new, kind of, that we brought back from the Unhallowed era, I would say, because that album was recorded live, like in a similar approach, you know. And I think it definitely made things sound more like it does live and more like we do in person, you know. So I think it was a good move to go a little bit more raw.
So, I mean, it was also the last album before Ryan departed.
Yes.
And, I mean, it was a good departure, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're still in contact with him all the time. He actually handpicked Brandon, who's been playing with us, and who'll probably eventually be in the band. You know, we're kind of just torturing him for a while first.
He needs to earn his stripes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, we got to make sure he's not like a serial killer or something too, you know, but he's been incredible, and they're definitely the same kind of guitar players, you know, like it was definitely the right choice, and they're friends, they know each other very well, and so it's been kind of a family affair, you know. And he was cool enough to tell us he was going to quit like a year in advance, you know, so we could prepare and be ready and make it as smooth as possible, you know, instead of just dropping us, you know, like there's been some dramatic departures from the band, but that's way in the past, pretty much,
Yeah, and at least fairly recently, you had Alan introduced as a drummer. He replaced Shannon Lucas.
Yeah, 2 records back. Yeah. So. Yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, like, I don't consider Max or Alan to be new guys anymore because they've been on a couple of records now, and we've played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows together, so. But
bonded.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the best era of the band right now. I think just everybody's so cool and down to earth and nice and good to the fans, and they play their asses off, and I'm excited for the future, definitely.
You guys have always been really cool dudes. Like, ever since I've met you, and
thank you.
You guys have always been down to earth, and I've read a couple of articles where you guys are the potheads that the metal community needs. I don't know if you've read that.
Oh yes, yeah, I've heard that before.
And it was so neat,
It's cool. I mean, it's definitely we have a reputation now for being big potheads, and we appreciate all the donations out there, guys. We really do. And just
it's going to get legalized recreationally everywhere.
I think it's heading that way, man. Even in Texas, where people thought, no way, because they're so old school out there. But money talks, man. You know what I mean? And
they see the benefits of having it taxed, and it's just...
dude, it's just a smart thing to do for everybody. I mean, it's such a hilarious fight to spend money against it. You know what I mean? It's like so pointless, and it's just weed, for crying out loud, guys.
Yeah. So for those fans who have not picked up Abysmal and you want to check out what it sounds like, you guys have you guys have it on YouTube, but there's actually 2 videos that I particularly recommend you checking out. There's Receipt, and that was a live music video with you guys, doing your thing, and dude, fucking Threat Number 3 was the most awesome fucked up acid trip I'd ever seen in my life. Like,
that's cool. That's exactly what we were going for, and the best kind of video for us is one we don't have to be in at all. And that's one of them. That's awesome. And just let the music do the talking, and in this case, the visuals, man. It reminds me of like the cartoons I would see on MTV way late at night, like in the
Wonder
90s
Shows
and stuff. Wonder Shows too. That's so awesome that you said that. Yeah, definite Wonder Shows and kind of super jail-ish too. And the imagery and stuff is parallel to the lyrics in the song. It's about a guy that's been chemically castrated. Because he's like a perv, basically, and kind of like his life of hell dealing with his own demons and stuff. And the cartoon shows like him going to court and stuff like that, and it's crazy, man. The first time I saw it, I was like, I salute you, my man. Adam Avila, I salute you.
Fuck yeah, dude. And of course, I love all the satanic imagery in the video. I'm very for satanic imagery, and that was just, even throughout the album, there's, you guys have
Abysmal,
always...
Yeah, Abysmal, the Abyss, hell, it's definitely entwined in a lot of ways in the record. The cover art is supposed to be a depiction of hell with all the people getting pwned by demons and stuff, and it ranges from stuff like personal hell, like Receipt and Abysmal. The songs were kind of like just an outlet for me, to kind of get out some demons, at that time, and it was very good for me. Whereas a lot of what I do is fiction, monster stories and stuff like that. I still do a lot of that too, so it's all there, bro, and it's all hellacious. Check it out.
So fans, I definitely recommend you picking up Abysmal. They're on tour right now. The tour's half over, so you need to hurry your butts up and see them in the city near you.
Yep, coming through Cali very shortly. Then we're going north, and we're heading back homeward bound. So, yep, still lots of ground to conquer. Colorado.
And you're up next, right?
Yep. A little time off, then we got some Euro festivals, Vakken, a lot of big outdoor stuff, so be a good summer for us.
Yeah, it's not as hot in Europe as it is here.
No, it's not. I look forward to that.
Nice. Well, I want to thank you so much, Trevor, for hanging out with me. Fans, pick up the album. It really does live up to its name. The music is purely abysmal, and it's straight up melodic death metal. I'm Mischief Madness. You guys just hung out with Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder. Keep it brutal.